So hello, how you doing? My name is Graham, and I'm part of an organization called Leave It Better. And why don't we go through and have, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll move right now.
I'm Kayla Rubin. I'm a 7th grade science teacher at MS 331.
I'm Dominique Bouillon, and I've been a volunteer with kids at the park and for Leave It Better.
I'm Brianna, and I'm helping in the park for Leave It Better. My name is Martina,
All right, so basically, what I wanted to do is to start off by talking to you about how we came up with the idea for Leave It Better. Basically, in the summer of 2006, I went to a documentary film, and that documentary film is called An Inconvenient Truth. Just a show of hands, how many people here have seen An Inconvenient Truth? Okay. So for those of you that haven't seen An Inconvenient Truth, what it is, it's a documentary film that basically goes through the process of showing how our climate is changing and that we are actually in the process of having increased temperatures or extreme droughts, extreme floods. And I was going through a really difficult summer. It was part of a job that I was working on. And so during halfway through the film, I just said, you know what, just tell me what to do, and I will go out and I will devote my life to it and change and just work towards helping our world reverse the climate crisis. And then the second half of the film, for those of you who've seen it, it continues and it does a very good job of showing everything that is wrong with our situation. But there weren't a lot of solutions. And I'd like to say that that film is extremely important, and I in no way have anything bad to say about the film. Its role in this movement was to tell everyone that there was a problem. So as I left that movie theater, I said to myself that I knew what my purpose in life was going to be. And that was to help share stories about people who are having a positive impact on the environment, about people who are building wind turbines, people who are gardening, people who are doing good things. So we started this organization called Leave It Better. And what Leave It Better does is we had two things. We create documentary films about people who are doing really good things to help our environment, and the other thing is we have educational programs. So at one of our schools, which is PS 306 and MS 331, it's two schools in the same building, there was an abandoned park across the street from our school. And one of the teachers, Annette Lopez, she said, you know, people walk by that park and it's locked up and there's all this trash, broken glass, and I thought to myself, we can do something about that. We can have a positive impact here. We can help to leave this park better. Well, what I did is I told all the teachers at PS 306 that we were gonna, on Saturday, May 1st of 2010, we were gonna go out there and we were gonna get some gloves, put on some work gloves, and get some biodegradable trash bags and clean up this park. Now, there's two things I want you to walk away from our presentation with, which is, if you have a dream or if you have a vision, first, you need to include other people in that dream or in that vision. You cannot do it alone. It's only together that we have any power at all. And then the second thing is that you need to tell the story of what you're doing. If you just do something and you don't let people know that you're doing it, then it won't have the same impact as if you tell the story of what you're doing. So create a video, do a blog post, So we have a website, which is www.leaveitbetter.com. And on May 1st, 2010, I'm going to show you the first video that we created.
Right now, guys, we're seeing this park full of garbage, glass, broken bottles.
What do you think about our environment? Our environment is very dirty and has a lot of trash. This is what happens if people litter. All of this trash. This is a trash. Oh, Benjamin, how do you ask me, why do you want to help the earth? So I can live on it? I think so.
Hi.
Hi.
You come here to clean? What's your name, little boy? Huh? Anderson. You really like cleaning up the park? You like parks?
These are nice, beautiful flowers that look really, really pretty on this tree.
Sit over here, go inside and eat up the chair. I'll give you more water.
It's going to be, see how this chair is broken?
This is a broken bench. And since it's broken, Mr. Granda, this piece of glass. I'm cleaning the bench so it won't be dirty. I painted this.
Okay, so that was our first video. And then on week 3,
space or a lot that they want to convert into a garden, we have information and we have a better site, and we can tell you how to fill out an application for your lot. That's it. Thank you.
Thanks, Dominique. So another thing that Dominique has been working on is helping the kids to write journal entries about what they've been doing in the park. So we'll start with Marquasia, and you can go ahead and read your journal entry.
I like the nature because it helps the environment. The animals are special. If we don't clean the park, the animals will get hurt. I feel good because I don't hold and plant seeds, and I hope we visitors will come with Dominique.
Marquez.
We took a picture of a spider. Spiders spin web and they are living creatures. One time when we were digging, we saw a big one. When we were digging, we made a big hole. What do you want to be when you grow up? If you were a part of Leaving Better, what would you do with the compost? If you were planting a seed, a flower, would you take care of it every day or every Saturday? I like nature because I like the outdoors. I like the air. I like the trees. I love the bees. I also like taking pictures of spiders, and they are important insects. Hi, my name is Diana. I'm a dog. I am proud of myself because I have made a lot of sacrifice. When I grow up, I want to be a plant expert. My work is very hard sometimes. I'm the one who decides where stuff goes. I'm happy where I work because there are some nice people. We plant water the plants, we water the plants, and we also pick up trash that people have left behind. We also play and have girls and boys night out. I would really appreciate if you can think of ways to make the world a better place. Please remember, get up on your feet and help. Thank you. I hope you have a good time listening to us. Bye.
I've got a lot of enough voice, but thank you, Marquesa. No, I don't need a microphone. So, one of the things that is so important in the next 5 to 10 years in our city and in our country is converting open spaces into gardens. Now, right now there are 285 gardens in schools in New York City. We have 1,600 schools. So I'd like to put forth the challenge to the people in this audience, which is that we have 285 school gardens, we have 1,600 schools. With the help of the students in this audience and the people in this audience, we can get a garden in every school in New York. So think about how great it would be to have green spaces at your school where you can learn. And that's going to transition into what Ms. Rubin here is doing. She's going to take this space and she's going to tell you what she's going to do with the space that we're creating for the school.
Hi, I'm Kayla Rubin. I am the 7th grade science teacher at MS 331, which is the other school that's in the building with PS 306. And I met Graham on just a chance meeting at a school fair we were having where my 7th grade science class had planted tomato plants, basil, cilantro, and chives. And we were selling them to raise money for a big library that we were trying to open in our school. And he came over, he saw the plants, and we started talking and realized how connected what we were both trying to do was. And I thought over the summer, this was at the end of last school year, I'm like, a garden would be really great. This was before I even had any idea he was looking into the park across the street. And I was just thinking, it would be really great if we had a garden to use as an extended classroom. And so all summer I spent doing some research, looking at different garden curriculums throughout the states, and I basically have put together a garden curriculum for my 7th graders, and then I'm going to expand it for all middle school. And something that we've done recently to kind of work with this is we're doing a unit on soil science, and we're talking about how important soil is to plants, to us, and to everything that we do. My kids just learned how to do pH testing on soil the other day in class. We went out to the front yard. Each kid with their partner picked a different spot in the front yard, and they got to just dig. They dug 6 inches into the ground, had their little baggie, put their soil sample into their bag, went up to the classroom, laid it flat on tinfoil for the day because you had to dry it. The next day we came in and we did pH testing, and they're going to keep using that same soil sample while we go through the nitrate testing, phosphate testing, and they're going to learn why this soil is so important. We're going to talk about the different cycles and how this relates to the food that we put in our bodies. So it's just an amazing, amazing opportunity for my school in the middle of the Bronx to have this partnership. And I really, really encourage any teachers out there or any students, it's a fun thing to do, and it's kind of cool to get dirty sometimes. So thank you very much.
So yeah, thank you, and I just wanted to say also Brent English is here. Stand up, Brent. He's helped us a lot.